instead. That's nice to see. So even though we haven't seen North Georgia really be able to march forward with a lot of convincing attacks, at least the back line up until now has been secure. Can't get the read on the bounce, and that's finally our first goal. 10 seconds to go for Kennesaw trying to close this one out.
Yeah, still with the pressure here from Kennesaw. Now only our second demo. This one from downtown, and that's going to be an own goal here at 3 seconds. We spoke a little too soon here, Danger Talk. Slavip left side, little tap, not really taking away possession. Now definitely does. This player going up the double tap. UDog and North Georgia come from behind victory with the Puma symbol on the side.
As we've seen many time with new rosters in the beginning of the semester, this might be the first time these players are really playing together at all. So this really set the tone for how you guys all click together. Kwong trying to bury one here on the near post, and he does just that. Better. Might be able to pad those stats. Kwong throwing it right back in. That should be open, but it's just wide instead.
Almost gets the nose down onto it. A couple members fighting, twisting, and now an open net the other way going for North Georgia. Nobody's almost hitting payload. Now is Joel. A little soft hit right there. Kind of just puts it in the breadbasket of a couple North Georgia players. That's really, really bad as this one comes all the way down from the other side.
Being able to con the defense out of a clear that gets you the ultimate goal, as we will be able to enter into that 1-1. Maybe not for long as that clear gets away. UDog into Archie, and well worked from North Georgia. Safe to the side. They're feeling like heroes. They're keeping it up. Slavip into the ceiling. Sharky doesn't get it. Joel with a deflection. It's Quonk at 0. UDog in the way. Another save. North Georgia will very much so take that ball hitting the grass. Overtime somehow.
Now coming up for the serve. UDog down. That's a bouncer just a little bit too high though as Sharky tries to continue the theme. Down bottom. And Archie does it here for North Georgia. Set up all day long. Now shoots in right now, but Quonk is going to win that 50. He's screaming off to the side. Bounce off some wall and now in his middle until North Georgia gets another shot at it.
Let's be open for UDog, and they will make no mistake. Quonk, I gotta say, a great effort, but sometimes you need something even greater. You're seeing a player get thrown all the way across, like Joel's really just flailing, and you're thinking, okay, well, I probably have enough time to go to the corner, and then instead, it is in your net, something they're becoming quite familiar with as a feeling. There's a number.
Demo does come through, those UDog taking down a Kennesaw State member.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Peach Belt Conference Valorant. I am over the moon and super excited to be back. I am Septilence, joined by my good friend and absolute GOAT on the mic, Sam Talks. Tonight, we are looking at Georgia College and State University versus University of South Carolina, Aiken. Sam, go into this, brother. Before we get into the nitty-gritty and all the statistics and the teams and whatnot, how are you, my man? How has your day been today?
My day's been fantastic, Septilence. You know why? Because I've been looking forward to this matchup all stinking day. I've been ready to get into it, and I want to see how things are going to be looking like when we are stepping into sort of this new era of Valorant, right? We've seen a huge patch come through that has completely nerfed a great many of the agents, and what's even more exciting is that these teams have had the time to start working through it. In fact, we're in week 2 of the preseason now here, Septilence, so getting the idea of how things are going to be going is what has interested me the most, and seeing what are the adaptations that are going to be made.
Most definitely. And Sam, we know the pro scene has definitely just gotten a lot of time in the spotlight. People are seeing what agents are being picked more often, which maps are being utilized and prioritized. And I think we're actually seeing a bit of that bleed here in the map picks that we are seeing tonight. I thought this was particularly interesting because we're starting with Split, one that had a surprisingly high pick rate during those pro scenes and during that kind of maximum pro play, so to speak. We're going into Ascent as our secondary map, our guaranteed second map. And then if we get to a third, it's Haven. So I'm really excited, Sam, because I know all 3 of these maps call for, at least to me, notably different team compositions, and that's going to force these teams to really think on their feet and try to find good places to survive.
Exactly, and starting off with Split is always the interesting one to me.
Especially
when you think about what teams typically like to start with, that being Bind. So going here on Split is kind of like an alarm bell for me, saying, hey, okay, we want to try and go through this in we're feeling very confident in our attack, and we want to try and go through this on our attack. Split has always been this kind of weird map to me, where if you don't have a strong control of mid, it can really cause havoc through the entire rest of the map. And so when we talk about what agents we might be seeing here on Split, you know, we're going to go compositionally wise through each of the map as we get to them. But, you know, Split, typically what you're going to see, you're probably going to want... you see it a lot in ranked play, right? You're gonna want to have a Sage, something to try and wall off mid or control mid. But you know, in these more organized group plays, less importance on having that, and more importance on being able to try and stall out the push for as long as you can, so that way you can get the setup. But we're really gonna want to keep an eye on mid, because mid is where the action can happen.
Yeah, without a doubt. Mid control is the make or break win condition of a map like Split. And Sam, I'm particularly looking forward to the fact that the maps as we go throughout this evening are going to continue to literally grow in size. Split is our smallest. It is our most claustrophobic map. And these players are going to have to play very defensively, very carefully. And like you said, it's all about the stall. But if we bleed all the way into map 3, into Haven, one of the largest maps in the game, and the teams will really get to shine in a lot of different ways. But we don't have to talk too much about that because, hey, they've got to get there first. And while one team is locked in completely, the other's still hesitating. Sam, the agent I'm surprised to not be seeing is Viper. I thought we'd see at least one of her on either side, but both these teams choosing to not go with it. We're seeing a Brimstone instead, and Astra as well. So while the smokes are present, I feel an ultimate as powerful as the Viper's Pit can really make waves on a claustrophobic map like Split.
Yeah, I think what they're really looking forward to, though, with the two controllers that they've chosen, Septilence, is being able to execute onto site, right?
Yeah,
Viper's ultimate is a high-cost ultimate, so trying to revolve a strategy around that can be detrimental almost as much as it can be beneficial for a team. So when you're looking at what both of these have chosen here, it's interesting, though, that they decided to go for Georgia decided to go with the Brimstone versus University of South Carolina Aiken going with the Astra. I think Astra here is going to be the better pick, though. Why?
Agreed.
Astra has a lot of tools in her kit that's going to allow stall, right? When they try to execute on the site, the second they do that, just hit him with a gravity well, hit him with a concuss, hit him with like 20 different things. Astra can be a real nuisance. And especially with her new buff with her ultimate here, Septilence, completely cutting out sound when the Cosmic Divide comes up.
Yeah, Cosmic Divide has gotten buffed and nerfed possibly more than any other ultimate in this game. Astra alone has seen so much change consistently, but like you said, she's definitely on the up and up for the time being. And Sam, as this pistol round kicks off, you know, this tends to be a slower, possibly more boring round, but this early round certainly gives that winning team a notable economic advantage. And with an early wall here from GCSU, even the break doesn't come in fast enough. Will that force a rotate? I mean, it's a free ult orb. There's a bonus for you.
All right, now we're already seeing the smokes coming down. They did break through the wall, but if they did go through that, it's going to be literally a meat grinder that's going to await them on the other side. I mean, you could already see they 3-stacked it over there. But because they didn't go through that, the over-rotation is going to be corrected here by Georgia College and State University, making their way back towards A. But once again, we're talking about this mid-control the University of South Carolina Aiken is looking to obtain for themselves.
This mid control, I mean, it is what we hinted at toward the beginning, and as we see a little bit of damage dealt to USCA's raise, that's of course going to matter. That's just a couple of bullets of difference, but we've seen plenty of rounds where those few bullets go a long way, and instead it's Raga who gets the elim rather than the elimination.
Walking on the side, picking away to hit with the concuss. Now comes up another wall to prevent them from being able to actually get into heaven. A smoke to deny that presence from CT. The rest of GCSU are gonna hang out here. The boom bot has found his target. Some information gleaned from that. University of South Carolina Aiken, though, they're not gonna put pressure on that. They're not gonna want to fight this out. They have full control of site, and there's really no need for them to. There's only one way that they can come in. This is perfect execution, and with all 5 members left up standing, they only have one opportunity to get in there. Raga, 3 kills on the board, make that 4! Raga on fire already in a flawless first round here
Raga,
for USCA.
I mean, the turnaround there is impeccable, Sam. We see Raga go down to, I think, 50 HP toward the beginning. In my brain, it's, okay, let's slow down a little bit, play a little more patiently. We don't want to lose this raise because the Sage wasn't there to heal. We saw that Kilovati wasn't close enough at the time to get that heal into Raga, so I thought the overextension costs you the round, but it was actually the overextension and the overaggression, the unexpected turnaround from USCA that allowed Raga to get in, drop 4, and now be 2 away from an ultimate, and we're just now entering the second round.
Think about that, right, Septilence? That is an 8-point ultimate. They are only 2 away from already. And now inside of their bye round, USCA is looking towards A site for this on there by himself. They're gonna try and find it out with Parker. In goes the Prowler, and Raga already finding their first execution to start things off here once more. And now as we look towards Asavai, wanting to gain that heaven control, playing it a little bit more carefully. They're not going to try and fight this out if they don't need to. They're waiting for them to come in. Out comes the Leer. First one, but not going to deal any damage. Quick reload. Sunflower looking towards making another one happen here, but Raga is just going to come up there. And it's the duelist sort of spectacular that we're seeing here from USCA.
Yeah, I could not agree more. The duelist differential right now has been incredible. We're seeing USCA drop a flawless not only on that opening pistol round, but their buy-up round as well. And now they get to bonus all 5 weapons into this upcoming round. So the advantage that a team like GCSU would traditionally have in this moment is fully null and void. And I couldn't have said it better, Sam. I think it's almost entirely off the back of these duelists so far. Asavi and Raga are just cleaning house on the opposing side.
Septulence, we're in round 3 now, right? Yeah. We've completed 2 rounds, and Raga has 7 kills. 7.
That's absurd. That is 70% of the available eliminations.
When you think about that kind of number, right, for one player and what they're bringing to the table, Raga on this raise has been an indomitable force. But now Faye is just going to spray down with the Odin, make sure that they can't get in. USCA, they're going to respect it. They're going to wait for that to disappear before making their move forward. But Raga gets the idea that someone has to be hiding out towards back site. Grenade, the paint shells are primed and ready, and of course, if they need to, the showstopper can be used to try and fight things out. But this is what I'm talking about when we have that Astra. You use that grounding well, suck them in, but in heaven, the Sunflower looking strong, powerful with that Judge. And USCA, inside of this bonus, is struggling to find any purchase towards B site.
Yeah, this is a fundamental differential play here. Sage, not traditionally the one to be dropping those elims, but the hard defense toward mid made the space, created the opening, and it's pretty much guaranteed GCSU that opening round win they needed. They will be following the statistics if they can pull this one out, but Glor, full HP, a Spectre in hand. It ain't over yet, Sam.
It's not over yet, but it is going to be very difficult for Glor. At the very least, they're going to want to look towards planting down the spike. Yeah, saving here would be
a little weird.
Yeah, it would be a little weird. It'd also be a weird thing to do for your money.
Exactly,
situation, right?
exactly.
You get more credits if you die it out. What Gloria is going to be looking to do at the very least, maybe be able to get another pick. They want to get the spike planted. Oh, they missed the haunt. It doesn't quite get over there. And Sunflower, knowing that something's coming, waiting for the no! It's just going to be Sunflower showing us what that Judge is capable of and getting the 3 on the board and GCSU's first round.
Sunflower got 3 opponents pushing up daisies there in that 3rd round. And I mean, what a way to do it. The Judge, one of my favorite personal weapons in the entire game, and they make waves with it, giving GCSU a bit of encouragement, a bit of excitement, and again, a bonus, a carry forward that mirrors what USCA was able to do in the most previous round. So they bonus nearly 4 of their weapons, and it's going to be a tough one to win now because USCA, for the first time, Sam, gets to buy all the way up, full economy online.
And this is what I'm going to be interested in seeing, right? We have had Raga really showing up in a big way when it comes to those pistol and buy rounds for USCA, but what are the headshots going to be looking like? Are they going to be clean with this Vandal? Imagine concussing them out with a small aftershock going in to follow it up here, trying to fight it, but this is what I was wanting to see. Raga, are they going to land the headshots? Well, yes, Septulence, yes, they are. Already getting their first pick. Not going to execute on the site. They want to take over heaven, and they want to find it out here. Throw in the boom bot, see if anyone towards Vince before just firing through the smoke, through the Phoenix wall, and getting another one, Septulence. How much more can you be asking for from one player? Asavai does go down onto the ground, meeting the fury of that Odin. However, it's still a numbers advantage for USCA.
The numbers advantage has not done them wrong quite yet, but with a weapon like an Odin online, you could turn one corner and it could cost you your life before you even get the chance to fire. But I do like what we're seeing, Sam, going in for this rotation, holding on to the showstopper, because with the numbers advantage, they believe they're going to be able to win those firefights. The Astro Smoke clears out the back part of heaven, and it allows them to take this mid space nearly for free, but I hope they don't forget about the corner. There's a big difference between blocking it out and completely blocking it out of your mind. It looks like the Maddest Hatter is going to try to swing it, though. Halo Chief doesn't have the trigger discipline. It gives themselves away, and the numbers advantage grows for USCA.
That it does. A beautiful way that they're able to peek it out just in the nick of time and make that swing once more. Now we saw what Sunflower was able to do with that Judge, but can the Vandal happen? unfortunately for Faye, didn't clear the corner. Mattis Hatter is still holding up in the high ground, and now by themselves, Sunflower in a 1v4. In comes the Prowler getting their target. Sunflower been found out. They know that they're hiding out in CT, waiting to get one. Sunflower does get it, winning out in their mirror matchup against Kilavati, but now without their armor, it's looking like the decision has been made for them. Just go up towards heaven, but in all actuality, it's going to be a save.
A great save as well. The Vandal, notably more important to save than the little Spectre that we thought maybe there was going to be a save of, but I'm glad there wasn't in the previous round. You bonus it out, you've got the ultimate to carry, and now with the showstopper to boot, this could be fascinating, Sam, because if Raga wanted to play the 4-dimensional chess available, getting an early Elim, immediately ulting and attempting to disrupt the resurrection can cancel essentially one ult for one, especially an ultimate as powerful as that res. Getting it offline could be very beneficial for USCA, but right now, just stopping Sunflower in the first place seems like that needs to be their priority, because Sunflower, the only player, no offense to the rest of the roster, but the only player on GCSU so far to really be dropping numbers.
Yeah, and Sunflower is looking like she has this under control in the ways that she wants to actually play it out on split. The Haunt goes up, and it finds the one. Just enough here. Raga's going to go and take over mid, already breaking a little pieces off that Sage wall from Sunflower. Of course, the boom bot to try and clear things out once more, but with the way that this smoke is positioned, it's going to be difficult for them to want to execute onto this heaven position. And now we're looking back and forth. They're trying to decide how they want to take this fight, but slowing things down and making them wonder. But that's an excellent first pick. Faye inside of sewers. They're only going to be able to get the one, but one could be good enough until Raga brings it back into their favor once more. Another headshot. In goes the satchel. Tags looks down to the corner. Sunflower!
Amazing. Amazing.
It looked like it was going to go sideways here for Raga, but Raga turned it right side up in the face of GCSU. And now in a tale that we've told, feels as old as time here, Septilin's a 1v4 GCSU, but Imagine is still going to try and fight this out.
I Imagine is sick of that story. He wants to write a new one. Gonna catch a couple of stray bullets, though. Wide swing the corner, and Kilavati will find another elimination in her favor. So it's definitely the story of the Battle Sages starting to grow just a little bit, but right now, I mean, my eyes are locked on Faye for the time being. I cannot lie, Sam. They have been a power player. She has been a leading force so far, and as I talk about her, of course, we get the highlights for everyone else, but the point stands that Faye's been doing a great job. I think the Odin play in particular has really, and maybe the Ares as well, as this round seems to dictate, has opened up a lot of space for GCSU to find early numbers advantages. And with the economy we're seeing from GCSU, this Franken buy is what pretty expected, right? I mean, going all the way for the Vandal from Halo Chief is a bit of a distaste in my opinion, but if they can get even 2 eliminations with it, they've made it worthwhile.
The other thing to note is that it's a straight up full buy here, right, from Arena. Typically, what I'd like to see out of Arena, trying to get out of there. Parker thought it was going to be safe, but no. USCA just has the timing game in their pocket, Septilins, and that's going to be an early first pick from Mattis Hatter. Raga going to fight it out up on the high ground once more, and the game sense that comes out of this player is unreal. Had Imagine just been a little bit further, well, Septilins, I think we can imagine what would have happened.
Imagination is key after all, and Imagine does get taken down for those clever thoughts and ideas. Asavai will be found out by Halo Chief as well, or will find Halo Chief, excuse me, and USCA, they move into sight quickly with 3 ultimates in their pocket here, Sam. I doubt we're going to be seeing any, as they know they've got the numbers advantage a little lesser so. And another shout out to that Ares as Faye continues to just rip the enemy team apart anytime they're in her line of sight.
Gonna go and pick up the Vandal. Now has the lockdown primed and ready. They're gonna need to be careful. Up comes the Cosmic Divide. This is gonna make things so difficult for Sunflower. Couldn't hear anything as Raga blasts them away. And now, it's just as simple as that. The problem is, yeah, you saw what was going to happen there. They needed to go in, but with the way that the lockdown was and where it was set up, they just backed away. There was no smokes to cover them.
I mean, also, they knew exactly where Faye was. I think at that moment, you know, you put the lockdown, it gives you the circle. Obviously, it's always in the center of that circle. Faye putting it down and choosing to hard tuck the corner instead of hard rushing maybe up onto high ground or ramp or even towards site, I think could have given her a little bit the element of surprise. But unfortunately, as Sunflower went down just so quickly after it happened, adaptation didn't really have time to exist, and that forced GCSU to back up a bit, cost them another round, and USCA looking to find their 6th round win, which would guarantee them at least a draw as we go into the second half. But with the performances we're seeing so far, Sam, I think their number is going to be a bit higher than 6 unless GCSU can really turn things around. Not the turret. Come on now.
Rago is just like, you know what? This turret is going to get a full rocket blast.
Uh-oh.
Face! Looking in the wrong direction, Raga. A rare misstep from them, but one that is going to be judiciously punished by Faye. Now we're looking at a 4v4. The ringer for University of South Carolina, Aiken, has been taken away. Sunflower looking for an opportunity here, but Faye continued to push forward once more. Might be hit with full curveball right to the face.
No
There is
way!
no way that Faye is able to come out of the other side of that alive. Hit with that blind, but a good recovery from them as they continue to try and fight it out once more. It's just that GCSU cannot find the picks that they need. The way that USCA is set up is so perfectly clean.
Ooh!
Oh, this is a bold move.
No way.
This is a bold move from MC Halo Chief, but one that did not pay off.
Hey, A for effort there. Found that wide swing elimination. Glory actually does go down in that moment. No guts, no glory, going out in a blaze of glory. And right now, I've got to say, Sam, I'm really starting to feel for Faye a little bit. She cannot deadlift this team heavily enough. Has found the opening pick, I think, 3 rounds in a row. And look at it, 3 rounds lost in a row. Even her finding that first blood, she's not able to get the value that she needs for the team, as it feels like Parker or maybe Halo Chief tends to go down immediately after, which just takes away from her efforts entirely.
Another issue that I'm starting to see here that's happening with GCSU is that their buys continue to be all over the place. They haven't really found a moment to sync up. And as much as I respect this B wall being put here, the problem becomes is that they have the weapons to really mess things up. Oh, Asabai not clear the corners, up in the air.
No way!
Sunflower still walks away before finally being taken down with 2 kills. Gotta make sure you clear your corners, but already coming in, we're gonna get the revive, bringing things back into the favor of USCA. Sunflower, though, did their work, they did their job, and now it's just GCSU trying to figure out what the plan is to try and get the rest of them and recover this.
Sam, the one thing I would have loved to see there is a bit more trigger discipline from Sunflower. Nobody was checking that corner. She could have gone as far as dropping maybe 3 or 4 had she waited just a little bit longer. But Faye overextends, tries to use the Ares from a bit too far out of his range and loses her life for it. Now Halo Chief goes in too deep, gets 1, and here we are. It's going to be Imagine all over again. In Ares, I don't know why they keep trying to do that. You got to be a lot closer to get value with the Ares, and that somewhat full buy, almost completely null and void as USCA continues to dominate this first half.
Thankfully here, though, GCSU, they're able to make their buys, they're able to get the weapons in their pockets, so we're going to be looking towards them finding the advantage here. But this,
look at this, doesn't turn around. Sunflower. The Rays went further out and the Sage was walking forward. Very easily could Sunflower have found a 3K had she waited just a bit more with that trigger discipline. And I think dropping 3 there obviously tips the scales pretty aggressively in your team's favor. I'd like to see more patience from them overall.
I also want to give, like, massive shout out to them. Ooh, Sunflower. They tried to go in for that quick early peek, maybe to be able to find a pick, but instead became the pick themselves, and Faye's location is going to be revealed. Instead of wanting to fight this out, wait for the rest of the team to come in before making your retake attempt happen here. What I'm guessing is going to be looking forward is that Imagine is going to come in and throw down the Rolling Thunder to give the team the chance to get in, but we have this Heaven control. There it is. Rolling Thunder. Gonna blast them right in. Parker's gonna try and find it. 2 concussed in Heaven, but they're not gonna get any advantage out of this breach ultimate. Beautiful from Killavati. What a way to fight that out. And now wrapped in the nightmarish embrace of Glore, USCA. Well, right now, Septilance, they feel unstoppable.
I mean, this is incredible. Not only are they unstoppable, but they are looking damn near flawless, Sam. 3 flawless rounds in this first half. Currently up 8-1. Possibility of a scoreline 11-1 overall in favor of USCA. They need to win 2 rounds in the second half, and they can just wrap up Split with a nice little bow on top. But this claustrophobia only exists here in this first map. And when we move into our second map, Ascent, which actually I believe is going to be a bit more open, is going to work pretty well in favor maybe of the hyper-aggressive playstyle GCSU wants to play. So I'm looking forward to that second guaranteed map, as right now Split, I mean, there's no split opinion on who this map belongs to.
So I'm chuckling because the weapons...
Because I'm so funny, you mean.
Yeah, because you're hilarious.
Because I'm so funny.
Septilance, you're hilarious, you're funny, you're beautiful.
Oh, stop, I'll start blushing.
There's shotguns all over this map, and unfortunately, they tried so hard. Wow. They had the idea in their head, but because you don't have the Sage in mid, this is a problem. that you're starting to run into time and time again.
Yep.
They get that mid control and no one is stopping them, Septilins, and it becomes so hard to have that heaven control where they're just able to clean you out so quickly.
I just realized that is a Bucky in the hands of Parker right now. I just don't think this goes in your favor. I think...
Yeah,
Oh.
sorry, no way
Wait,
that's happening.
wait.
Raga had that corner on lock, but Sunflower has the stealth approach. A knife kill possible, but I don't think you go for the knife when you're down 1-8. A Phantom online. I'd love to see a save here, Sam. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to see Sunflower pull the hero play. I don't want to see the 1v4, and it looks like she might not be going for it. Read the ropes, you hear it up, and you take him down. Asabai falls, but a Sunflower runs out into the mid. 2 more waiting for him. The wall goes up, and this is perfect. Don't swing! Oh, it goes from perfect to detrimental, Sam. All that effort in a save down the drain. 9-1 right now. There it is.
And we're getting our first time out from USCA of all of all teams. They are sitting at a very nice 9-1 scoreline. I agree 100% with what you're saying, by the way, Septilins, though, on Sunflower's part, where saving would have been the ideal situation there. Hold on to that gun and be able to take it into the next round. I guess just filled with bloodlust. The battle stage, the stage
anger
came out. Yeah, the anger. They wanted to try and take more fights than they probably should have. There was no opportunity to be able to defuse the spike anyway. So yeah, the ideal call there would have honestly been to run out, save the Phantom, and live to fight into the next round. Maybe be able to buy your teammates up, because now we take a look at the economy for GCSU. If they don't win this one, Septilins, well, Sunflower sitting at 50 credits going into that next round is going to be right 2950 if she doesn't get a kill. So
Yeah.
it's going to continuously compound here for GCSU if they're not able to find their round win, and especially when we're looking at a 9-1 scoreline. USCA, they're kind of money rich. They're kind of big bags.
Well, Sam, you bring up a great point here as well, that GCSU, we actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we've not seen a save round from them. The closest we've seen is Spectres or shotguns. We haven't seen sidearms only. We haven't seen low utility or light shields. We've seen this team continue to buy 10 rounds in a row. And when you start losing a couple of rounds in a row, I mean, I think we're looking at, what, a 7-round loss streak right now. That's the time you need to be saving. You need to essentially give one up for free and allow your team to get a higher economy. It allows you to get more space and a better just weaponry overall, a better arsenal going into rounds like this. Imagine Wide swings that corner, has the Vandal, and gets Nada for it. The flash met by the Leer. Halo Chief finds one. Parker dumps this orbital strike into the site, but unfortunately no one's there to get caught out, and the Mattis Hatter continues to not miss, has stealthily snuck their way to the top of the scoreboard in this lobby. Nightfall comes out, and right now they're dumping all they have, because at this point, Sam, they probably feel like they don't need those ults to win.
No, they don't. And at this point, just straight up gunfights. Halo Chief peeked their head out for quite literally a single split second. I'm sure that all that Raga saw was 1 pixel, but that 1 pixel was
Pixel perfect.
and rips the head right off. Tries to make the swing. Glor had the crosshairs on Parker's head. Parker just had quicker, little bit of reaction time. Thought they took out the boom bot, making sure that no one's going to swing on top of them. But Parker knows waiting for them on the other side of this entryway is their death. So the decision trying to be decided here is whether or not they actually want to try and take this fight. Going to throw out the Molly, but that's dead.
No, don't peek this corner, bro.
Oh, Parker! If there's one way you want to go out, that is definitely the way to do it. They're not going to win this round, but at the very least, they have to hold on to their life, and Mattis Hatter goes down as well. Parker, that was a very bold swing and a very bold move. It was. But sometimes Septilin's boldness like that is, you can find reward in it.
It pays off. I mean, Sam, to go into that, Parker had 0 eliminations at the beginning of that round. Unfortunately, has not had the best map so far on Split. And when I saw they were the last person standing, I thought a save was guaranteed. But the first swing on the corner found one. The dangerous swing found another. And Parker may be starting to get warmed up a little bit. It goes to show, back to my initial comment, I want more patience from this team. Because Parker just showed us he can work really well under pressure. He can work really well if the team is patient. But it's this continuous wide swing into corners and this hard and fast defense that's working against them. If GCSU slowed it down for just 1 round, it could go so much further, but they always want to meet USCA on the court. They want to meet them for the fist fight, and they've been knocked out 11 out of 11 rounds so far.
Yeah, and now we're going to have the attempt to try and take the site once more, but the Cosmic Divide is going to massively slow things down for them in their attempt to make this happen. Parker is still inside of heaven, but up comes the Phoenix Wall, and Halo Chief is on the other side of this ice wall, waiting for someone maybe to come out of there. Yeah, wait for something, but that's just Body was good for Parker, however, on the other hand.
Parker!
That's what we want to see from Parker.
Right.
That kind of gameplay.
It's this lurk gameplay. It's this stealth gameplay from Parker, who has now gone to have 4 times. Well, I guess that's still technically 0. 4 more eliminations than they had just 2 rounds ago, creeping their way up the leaderboard. Now, Sam, realistically, it's probably too little too late. You know, we see USCA winning almost 100% of the available rounds in that first half. They're too shy. If they win this pistol round, I think Split is all but over. But Parker getting warmed up like this, it's a best of 3. It's not a best of 1. So maybe you can carry that energy and that momentum into the next map as winning this one back. Don't get me wrong, it's not impossible. I've seen this exact scoreline get flipped before, 13-11 at the end of the game. But with the way USCA is playing, I don't think that's the map we're going to be looking at tonight.
I don't think so either. USCA seems so locked in with the gameplay that they've had in a beautiful haunt. Finds every single player of GCSU. In comes the Prowler. Madness Hatter! It's just not many! It's head after head after head! 3 in a row! They are not stopping. They are putting a hat on each and every single one of GCSU. And now it's an unrelentless assault from USCA. All 5 members standing for the last 2, hunting them down.
Faye and Sunflower, top frags, respectively, of GCSU. They're going to wait on this corner. You never want to save, but maybe they'll get a little overambitious, a bit overzealous, and walk into this double crossfire. It'll be really difficult to take out both members, but now Faye has to watch 2 angles as that wall is going to go down. Sunflower sends it in, and Asabai has them offline just fast enough. Faye caught out as well. Not much she could do, and USCA's 4th flawless round, 30%. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, 33% of their rounds have been flawless, Sam. Not just victories, flawless.
You know, we were talking about Raga, right? Subtilance and how they crazy were with their kills and their score line. But now we got to look at Madness Hatter, right? Taking the lead, 19 kills to 3 deaths. This controller
that's absurd.
Is insane with the fights that they've been taking on. And now from GCSU, this is a force round, right? They have to force this out. There's no other options. They got to spend every single last credit that they have because there's not going to be another opportunity if they lose out here.
Yeah, and Sam, it's crazy. Madness Hatter is looking at over an ace per death right now. 6 eliminations per death. I mean, that is absurd to go how hard this character is. It's deadlifting their team. They're not going crazy. They're going mad out there because it has been a beautiful performance. And with a quick rotation toward mid, also, we got to talk about that differential. Look at USCA locking down mid as fast as they possibly can. And Raga locking Faye out of this possibly final round here on Split. Prod, go ahead and hold tab for me for a minute, just while nothing's happening. Take a look at that. 8 eliminations on one side on Sunflower, 19 from the Maddest Hatter. It is just a dominant lobby in favor of USCA. Can they find a 5th flawless? It will not be happening here. Parker, the silent hero this team has been missing, takes out Raga, ties us up 4-4, but with this weapons disadvantage and now player disadvantage, what else to be done other than lay down and die? USCA winning Split 13-1. The most aggressive scoreline I have seen in a long time, Sam.
It's a very aggressive scoreline. It's a very impressive scoreline, and one that I think is going to give University of South Carolina Aiken something to smile about coming out of Split, especially when you look at its 2 top fraggers, right? Madness Hatter, ending that with 21 kills, I think, 22, and then Raga right behind them with also 19 kills of their own. And so you think about that in a map that only lasted 14 rounds. You basically just dominated that lobby with 2 players, it felt like, almost. It all really comes down to a couple of things from USCA, and I think the biggest one is that we talk about the Fade. Fade gave so much information for USCA.
Undoubtedly.
Right? The haunts were unbelievable in how much value they gave to this team. And the utility usage that you get out of a breach, right? It is being able to concuss, being able to flash, it's all very useful, but you're not gaining information. So you're not really figuring out what's on the other side of a wall, or what's on the other side of an attack. And so that can really make things difficult. And I think the teamwork from USCA was also next level as well, right? Being able to take advantage of utility when it was happening. And so this team is just, and also at the end of the day, sometimes too, Septilence, they had really crisp aim. Like that was something insane.
Andraga in particular was just lock on. It was beautiful. But Sam, my number one hope moving into this break is that GCSU does not let this get to the mental. That is a tough loss. Just keeping it real, keeping it 100. That is a brutal loss that we've all been on the wrong side of. But hopefully they can take it, learn from it, and use these next couple of minutes to re-prep and re-prepare for Ascent, our second map, which we're going to see you folks at in just a couple of minutes. Don't go far. Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to some more Peach Belt Conference Valorant. I am still Septilence, joined by the handsome and talented Sam Talks. And Sam, while map 1 may have been a bit of a sleeper map, that is a-okay, because we are going into what I now lovingly refer to as the face of collegiate Valorant itself. Ascent is our upcoming map. And Sam, if you're looking for a map that is a level playing field in this game, this is the map I would recommend.
Yeah, Ascent is the map, right? When we take a look at Split and what that map is all about, there can definitely be chaos if you're not used to Split. Different elevations can really throw you off, and if you don't have good control of the map, then it can easily lose you control. And obviously what we just saw in the previous matchup on Split. So now that we look at Ascent, right? Ascent is a much more neutral ground. It's a much more level playing field. When you take a look even towards A site, right? Even though it has that high ground position that the defenders have, it's still relatively easy for the attackers to be able to break their way through. So what are we going to be seeing right out of the agent pool? Well, the number one agent that I think we can always talk about to Ascent is going to be KJ.
Oh, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say Sova.
Sova for sure, too.
I was going to say Sova, because it's funny, because we got information that both teams are sending in a substitute. We're seeing Lord Lan and, what was the other one? Assassin come in. So my guess is that they were both Sova players. That was my assumption, because you sub them into the second map. It's Ascent, probably Sova players. Lord Lan, I'm correct so far, is a Sova, I guess it's this way, is a Sova player. So that is something we need to be keeping an eye on. But Sam, your prediction, 100% correct as well, my friend. A KJ locked in once already and hovered on the other side.
I mean, KJ is just a phenomenal agent when it comes to either A or B. She could pretty much do it by herself if she needs to, right? You leave someone in market and then you leave the rest over towards A. KJ is so phenomenal. But the biggest difference here that I want to talk about is in the so far choices of initiators and of course our smokes, our controllers.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
Because our initiators, if you take a look, we have Sunflower on Skye and we have Glor on KO. This is where I lean towards when it comes to Ascent, Septilence. I actually lean towards Glor on the KO.
Me too!
Couple of reasons why. That 0-point knife is so valuable in being able to deny entry and to be able to gather that kind of information. Sure, you could argue that the Sky Dog can kind of do the same thing, but you get so much more out of KO, especially with KO's ultimate. It basically covers the entirety of a site, and when you're trying to make that approach onto there, well, you don't get so much utility out of the Sky. And of course, Sova is Sova. So if you don't have Sova on Ascent, you're throwing.
Yeah, and something I think that we're keeping an eye out here. So my original prediction is that Lord Lan and Assassin must have both been Sova players, but I think I'm actually catching what really happened. So Kilavati was subbed out for USCA. That's going to make me guess that she might be a Sage one-trick. She might be a Sage exclusive player. So you don't traditionally play Sage on Ascent. It's not an agent we see super often. So that may be why she's been subbed out here for Assassin, who actually locked into KJ, and the Maddest Hatter is moving over to Sova. So changing agents and roles in that moment, going from controller to initiator. I'm wondering if that's going to allow Maddest Hatter to play even more aggressive than they were able to on Split, or if instead that's going to force him to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm imagining that there's going to be a lot more comfortability with 100%. The agents that have been chosen here, right? Split requires a special setup in order to find maximum potential. So with this, in my opinion, better setup here for GCSU, they're going to be able to go so much more. The one thing that still makes me a little sad is MC Halo Chief on the Reyna. Reyna is agreed. Fantastic agent, right, in her own right, but as a duelist, being able to entry is so difficult with her. Her Leer is quite literally the worst flash in the game, so really.
I mean, also, Halo Chief going 3-13 last map doesn't exactly instill confidence in me personally that that duelist may be the proper role to be on, but if that's where they're most comfortable, I mean, this is the time to prove it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now we also have Raga on the jet. Well, see Sunflower, and that's going to be a free headshot right there for them. A complete takeover and
fully
control
open
of
site.
This B site. It is all for USCA, and they're looking to continue their streak of dominance once more. GCSU now trying to take the fight back over to them. The spike has been planted. A couple of shots through the wall. Maybe be able to take the fight here.
Oh no!
Bang, but Parker already so in control, getting two headshots in a row. Maybe able to find the third one, but guess what? Septilence. Assassin quite literally sat right there,
living up to the name.
Box. No one looked in their direction.
hiding in plain sight there, Sam. A very clever moment, and it goes back to the importance of clearing corners. I do want to say Parker in one round has nearly half of the elims he found on the entirety of Split, so a notably stronger performance, the only member of GCSU to get eliminations, and that definitely instills a bit of confidence to me. You're not going to win a pistol round, not the end of the world, but you made that a heck of a lot closer than you did almost any round on Split, so I like what we're seeing. It's a newfound comfortability, and it's a newfound confidence for GCSU. As you mentioned earlier, Sam, Ascent is a map that these teams have played hundreds, if not genuinely thousands of times. This is everybody's home turf.
Exactly. And if there's one map you know like the back of your hand, it is going to be Ascent.
Exactly.
Now, USCA, they're looking towards A, but guess who's set up here on A? Faye with this Killjoy. We are seeing the smokes in heaven, but already Raga looking towards finding out where Faye is has completely opened the site up, and it's just a clean sweep through of A site, taking away all of the potential here. And Raga on this Jet, right, Septimus, Jet got hit with a nerve hammer so hard, but she's still a deadly agent in the right hands, and if it's in Raga's hands, you know it's going to be deadly.
Yeah, Raga has been nothing short of deadly this entire evening so far, and as Sunflower gets plucked out of the high ground there, then that is Hatter finding land as well. Or Ian, that probably says Lord Ian, doesn't it? Anyway, GCSU has only Parker left standing, who has been a very powerful player, but with only a classic to his name. Recon Bolt gives him away, and Asavi cleans up for the 6th flawless round of the evening for the University of South Carolina Aiken. They lost their matchup last week, Sam, and you've got to wonder if that just lit a fire underneath them like never before, because we talked about ranks during the break. We went through with our production team to see if this was heavily ranked in favor of USCA, and it's actually a surprisingly close lobby. But right now, this team clearly, they just have the synergy, they have the accuracy, and they have the teamwork and coordination to be dominating their opponents so far tonight.
And it really just has come down to the way that USCA is playing, right? They're aggressive. They go in quick. They don't stall things out. Why you look towards Raga? Raga is able to be that tip of the spear that you need a Jet to be. Throw out the 0-point knife. You detect 2 right off the bat. Most importantly, though, here, Septilins, they caught the KJ.
No way, no way.
Quick.
Okay.
Look at that
No way.
lineup. Look at that lineup. You throw the molly down right on the stairway, and you're going to flush out anyone who is hiding out here. But, and this is a big but, USCA, they have not gone through the smoke. They're stalled out here because they're scared of the guns that GCSU is working with. They're respecting this, and this is why I admire what this team is putting out right now. The really good dog is going to give them all the information that this is looking like a mid-push.
A mid-push is not as valuable as it was back on Split, but it's still a great place to get from that A site to the B site instead, and as Sunflower locks down market, the space has been made. Recon Bolt out in a lot of utility dump just to survive running through main. Halo Chief with a Vandal should have a bit of a drop on this team if their accuracy stands to boot. Now, unfortunately, I'm not so far, but who cares when Faye gets a 4K and rips this team apart on this site A. A beautiful performance. All she has to do is spray and pray, and it is all about Faye here today on site A. First round win for GCSU, and one that truly gave me goosebumps. God, I love the Ares.
I love the Ares too, and in Faye's hands, well, it is indeed a god.
She is a god of war and a god of destruction with that thing in her hands. Check this out. None of them move fast enough. Just cleans house with this thing. Oh, that's my favorite play of the night so far.
USCA kind of just gave it to her as well, right? Faye locked in that position, and it looked like it was going to be kind of bad because you were talking about it too. Halo Chief, they missed the timing, unfortunately, but they thankfully. That's what you have Faye there for. That's what you look towards them getting a 4-piece. And now already opening things up, though, Asavai is trying to right the wrongs of what just happened in that last round. And unfortunately, Parker is going to be at the blunt end of that fury. So this is an interesting approach going inside of market. Raga's looking towards main. Sees the tip of the barrel. Faye taking that a little bit too slow, gave all of the information that Raga needed to flick right over and rip their head right off. And so for GCSU, now down 2 members, gonna try and take this Lord Ian in a long-range engagement, but that Spectre differential is just not gonna be there for the Halo Chief, however, looking towards taking more fights, not able to quite get the kill that they need. Needs to be careful coming out on top of that lane. Not gonna find another one. Glor finds the pick there, and the spike to be planted.
The spike to be planted. It's going to be a 4v2 in favor of USCA. With a little bit of damage on their side. Sunflower sends that Tasmanian Tiger in. Gets the tell that two of them are hugging the far wall. Omen TP's up. Hawk comes out and Sunflower puts Mattis Hatter down. Evens the playing field just a wee bit more. Secondary Hawk fires. And Lord Ian walks through the smoke. Wow, just a firing squad on the other side. Not much else they could have done there, to be honest. And I think that could be a detrimental play. Asavai falls. No util online. Joke's on you. She already didn't have any. It's all about the gun right now. And this accuracy needs to be darn near flawless. If Sunflower can get one more pick, she might be able to clutch this round out, but she has to overextend. She has to rush this. Waiting out the mollies is going to cost her the round, but I think she's going for the mindset. If I'm going down, you're coming with me. An assassin will be taken out by that spike. A good play by Sunflower. She did it all right, but unfortunately did not have enough time to put the win on the board. However, she made it expensive, Sam, and that's the best way to lose a round.
That is the best way to lose a round, and you can already see that Mattis Hatter is feeling the effects of that, not able to make a full buy and getting their full shields, just electing to go all utility, Vandal, light. Raga might actually... Okay, there's an opportunity that Raga could just let Mattis Hatter buy for them and then go and pick up the ult orb and they can have their blades, but rather than do that, just give it towards something a little bit more useful, I would imagine. But yeah, for USCA, that was a costly round. GCSU, especially Sunflower, right? We look towards Sunflower getting a 3-piece, and then Assassin may have taken them down at the last second, but the kill still came through for that. Raga is going to take things a little bit slower here, realizing that the turret is up there, but this is where the null command comes in. They can only try to make their way into hell, but instead is not even going to look towards that once more. The 0-point knife comes out, sees to gather any information, but none will be given out towards there. USCA spike planted an entire A site for them, and GCSU in an unenviable position to try and fight this out with the weapons that they have. Asabai sees the head of Sunflower. He's going to be able to take it out, but with the way that they were located, Halo Chief, this might be a interesting move for them if they want to try and take this here. They're going to hit the reload on the Spectre, but hiding out in hell is Raga on the other side of the smoke.
I love
this. They can just quietly make their way through. Whenever they try to hit the defuse, they're seeing it whomever they might be able to bait out. Parker realizing that someone had to be over there. Halo Chief is going to come up big. 3 kills of their own, but Raga is still alive. Raga is furious. They're going to try and make their way out, but not going to be able to do that. USCA, another round in their pocket, but a sacrifice of everyone once more, Septimus.
Sam, we're getting to that point, brother, of it is, you know, it's been close, but close ain't gonna cut it. You know what I mean? Like, we've now seen 3 rounds in a row where GCSU was 1 elim away from winning it, and then they fall short and they lose the round, and now they're staring at a 4-1 deficit. They were only able to put 1 round down back on Split, and I would love to see that story get retold in a different way here tonight, but I'm not exactly feeling confident so far. I really need a change of play, a change of pace, and a change of play. Halo Chief getting warmed up from the bottom of the leaderboard last map to the top this time. Maybe they're really starting to hit their stride, but there is a thing of hitting your stride too little too late. I pray that does not happen to them tonight.
Oh, Mattis Hatter. 3 HP!
Oh,
3! They're trying to bait it out. They're trying to maybe make Sunflower fire in this direction again. They're reloading the Odin, and they can hear that. Glor, though, with the Sheriff. Oh, that's all they need. Yeehaw, partner!
No
what
way.
are you doing, Faye? Inside of their own spawn room, you're going to try and take them on, but no, these Sheriff shots are just too clean. Parker is still going to try and fight it out. They have the Bulldog.
Okay!
Another one to follow it after. Parker is just going to go ahead and throw down the orbital strike. Maybe
That's my
take
goat.
on another one. But
Parker.
Wave, blood and fury in their eyes.
Sunflower out as well. No way they flip this around, Sam! This is beautiful. A round that starts terribly against them may very well end in their favor. 3 HP. Mattis Hatter has to reload. They should have heard it, but instead they fall back. They've got spike possession, and I love what we're seeing. I've been begging GCSU to be patient, and if they overextended, this dart hits, I'm almost positive a Hunter's Fury is coming to play, even at 3 HP, but it gets taken down. The spike is theirs, and this is GCSU's round to lose right now, Sam.
Perfect. This is perfect here from GCSU, and it's like you said, it's their round to lose, but still need to be careful throwing out a couple of shock darts. Sunflower is going to be hit by them. It's not going to kill them, but with the way that this smoke is set up, they can play it carefully. Unfortunately, the bird didn't go through fast enough, but the second that Mattis Hatter tries to make their way inside, is going to be met death. They have 3 HP.
Get him.
That's it. There we go. Parker coming up big with a 3K. Sheriff in their pocket too, and GCSU's second round win. And we're already looking at a much better scoreline than what we had on Split, Septilus.
See ya. Already. That's a lot of them.
As we're moving into this next round here, Parker has been a player I've been keeping a very close eye on so far, Sam, and I'm really just starting to wonder if they can continue to keep this barrel moving forward. They've cut the lead in half. USCA has found themselves 2 ultimates in the pocket versus 1 on the side of GCSU. And I'm not sure if the ultimates are going to matter like these teams want them to, because very few rounds have we seen them decided by ultimates. It has been gunfight after gunfight after gunfight so far. All about trigger discipline, all about accuracy, just like that. And Faye v. Raga, that moves into another round. 3rd time in a row we've seen those two go head-to-head, and Raga barely winning that out, just a bullet differential.
Some bullet differential, but it comes down to those headshots. Halo Chief, here's the footsteps. Might be able to take a kill here. They do get it. Unfortunately, not able to dismiss in time, and Asabai, oh, holding on strong. 2 kills of their own in the pocket. Raga waiting for Sunflower to make the swing. Ready, waiting, and prepared. Always in the hands of this Jet with only 30 HP. Now Lord Ian by themselves in a 1v4.
Nope.
Breaks the glass, but now their back has been broken. And USCA, a 5th round win.
I don't know what it is about these teams. GCSU and USCA are some of the hardest letters to say in a row like that. I don't know
really
what it is, but I made that same mistake so many times tonight, Sam. But I'm a little bummed. I've been so vocal about wanting to see more saves tonight. I feel like that is something I want to be seeing more from really both sides. Even with USCA winning the way they are, even in rounds where they have been finding losses, all 3 of them that we've seen tonight, they really do tend to overextend, and it goes for a full 5 wipe instead of maybe just 2 or 3. In a round loss, you get the bonus no weapons additionally, and I'd like to see both teams improve on that. But certainly GCSU, I want to see no buy rounds. I want to see economic saves, and I feel like we're seeing none of that. They're going for another Franken buy here in this round, and the detrimental issue with that is it's a guaranteed weapons disadvantage. And now going into the next round, if they lose, they've got nothing to work with, and they will buy up again if the pattern continues, and it's gonna cost them more and more rounds. It's this never-ending snowball effect that I desperately want to see them change.
Yeah, you and me both, right? The fact that they're not able to make these buys has just been so bad. And also for Parker, they're shooting out while they're still hiding in lugs. At that point, it's time to get the heck out of Dodge. They will know that you're there. But in comes the lockdown from USCA. They're going to meet it with also a Hunter's Fury is being expended as well. It's not going to catch anything out just yet, but we're seeing lockdowns come in back and forth. But are they actually going to use the Into the Shadows? They're going to use the ultimate. Caught out!
It's bait. It's bait.
Raga's going to have to be bait here. There's no other option. They're going to be able to get back to safety, and the rest of GCSU are looking towards maybe being able to take the fight here. But yeah, USCA is going to get the site. Already set themselves up in an unenviable position once again with the buys that they have.
I mean, of all players to get stuck in a lockdown, Jet is like bottom of the list. That was 100% a bait play. They wanted someone to wide swing, eager for the elim. The rest of the team was going to mow them down, but Raga doesn't even get to be bait as Faye flanks in from the back. Now a 3v1. Halo Chief, I've been very critical of this player tonight. Will they fall for the round 2 play once again? Will they check that corner for Assassin? The blind goes out. Halo Chief moves in. The paranoia to boot, and they get taken down by that smoke, by that blind, and unfortunately that is USCA guaranteeing themselves worst case scenario 6-6 at the half. GCSU every round feels so much closer, Sam, but unfortunately close, just not gonna cut it.
And now we're already seeing what happens each and every single time, Septilus.
Yes.
Look at this buy. This buy is not what you want to be having going into another round. It's another Franken buy. Just take the round, save, and then be able to buy yourself weapons.
And this is why the score tips so heavily in a 13-1 favor, in a 6-2 favor, because GCSU doesn't slow down. They get stuck in. This is probably the best example of a sunken costs fallacy that I've seen in a really long time. This team, they're terrified of losing these rounds, so they want to buy up, they want to try to get weapons, and they never have the economy to do it. So it's this detrimental differential of being stuck in the back line, never being able to acclimate to what's being thrown at you fast enough. And it's going to continue to cost them, and I'm going to continue to be critical of it. Sunflower goes in, but look, she gives her life for it. So it matters not. It means nothing. The weapons advantage still in favor of USCA. The drone goes out, the smoke goes down, and I've got a good feeling that those players may not be far behind. There we go. Parker onto Raga. Wide swings the corner. Way too eager to go into a 4v1 firefight. And now it's up to eliminationless Lord Ian here. And KJ Faye flanking in the back line. We need a miracle. And is that the start of one? It's just not going to be. GCSU, please put rifles back into your own hands. Please.
They need to put rifles back in their own hands. The utility that they're sacrificing on the table as well has just been so painful to see time and time again. And now, finally, after what feels like a century of time, we are going to see almost a full buy from them. Lord Ian not able quite to get there just yet. So close indeed. It's just going to be the light shields here, but USCA, the way that they're playing, I mean, getting so much information out of the knives and the double initiator from the Sova and the KO is just nothing here that GCSU can do. And of course, we talk about that weapon differential. So, sure, Sunflower goes in and gets a kill, but the way that they make these swings, it almost feels like it's just trying to throw bodies at the situation.
No, seriously. It's just dumping bodies down until you can climb up over the corpses you've created and continue moving forward. And it's just not the play style I want to be seeing, Sam. I feel like I'm being really critical of this team, but at this point, I feel like somebody has to be, because this is not how they're going to win many games this season. They need to be keeping a better eye on the economy. They need to be much more willing to be patient, to play slow, to swing off of one another like that. You get the 1-1 trade. It's not the end of the world. But if they overextend, which they so far have really enjoyed doing, I'm terrified for what that's going to mean for this team.
If there was one thing that we wanted to have happened there, though, at the very least, Parker got a kill.
Yep, exactly.
Right? Even though, because you were by yourself, the best situation that you could have asked for was getting that trade. I mean, obviously, getting both kills would have been the best situation. All right, Sunflower, you got the judge. You got to run. You got to run. All right. Yeah. Oh, they're going to pick up the paint.
No way.
They're going to walk away. Halo Chief. Getting another one! That's what I wanted to see from Sunflower.
Oh,
it's just galore, though. The recovery from them, but still so low on the HP. Nice. Faye was ready for them, and that's what we wanted to see. That's what we needed to see from GCSU. That was absolute perfection here. Septilence working together. That was beautiful teamwork.
Communication was there. I mean, performance was there. And Sam, I'm going to point it out. Look at that. First round they win, rifles in hand. This team knows what they're doing with rifles. They just need to get them. And they never want to buy after those rifles, and it has cost them so much. But hopefully that is a rude awakening of a round. Hopefully they understand the detriment of needing those rifles. And as we see Parker buying a sidearm, I feel like it's finally working.
I think so. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, this is the first time we've seen an aggressive push like this from GCSU. Unfortunately,
I hate it less than I expected.
Yeah, right. Unfortunately, you saw that Fade wanted to go towards Wine, but the recon dart is going to catch them and force them to run back around onto A. But this is actually something we haven't seen very often from USCA, Septilence, and this is no confidence here, right? This is them trying to decide what they want to do.
Here.
Uncertainty from USCA is not something we've been experiencing a lot of, and it is quite rejuvenating to see that. Parker goes for a wide swing. I don't think he really did anything wrong there, just lost the 2v1 firefight. Great jet dash from Raga there. You hate to see it, happens to the best of us. And now is that 0-point knife, got the intel of Halo during market or in market. I like what we're seeing. They're going to suspect, okay, they got seen, they're going to try to run, but instead Chief is going to hold this. The smoke goes out. Raga checks the corners low and slow. Can Halo get this elim? They can. Let's see, maybe one more. No, it's a run, and they get the intel. Beautiful. Pop the Empress. You might as well. It's a worthless ultimate. Faye, way too far away. Assassin picks it up. 30 HP, though. So damage done once again. I really would not hate seeing the Empress at all. You're going to do just as well with or without it. You might as well use the scare factor and get some value, but Halo Chief just runs. Wall bang headshot. Takes him down. Sunflower finds a two-piece before Haddist puts him out. Haddist. I don't know. That's what it is now. Lord Ian, last one left standing. Lord Ian, the 14th. Last one left standing.
They don't have time.
Up, and nobody's got time to plant, Sam. Great eye, my friend. Lord Ian clutches the round technically, but a win is a win is a win. The elim to boot! How insulting! 4th round of 4 GCSU finally starting to punch back into their own weight class.
And Lord Ian, that was their first kill too.
Let's go! Let's go!
There goes an assassin. All right, now we're getting another timeout here. This time, once again, from USC. I say this time, it's again from USCA. The second timeout that we've seen from the night. And I'm imagining here that, yeah, this lack of confidence is really starting to hurt USCA. They ran out of time. Septulence, that was literally Lord Ian's one job, was to stay alive. Do not move. Do not go anywhere. GCSU is starting to play, in my opinion, Septulence, really smart, right?
Yes,
They
agreed,
go for these flank maneuvers. They're going for these flank maneuvers. They're trying to be aggressive in the early attack here. And that's actually giving USCA some pause in the ways that they want to take these fights, right? And you got like a really high value ultimate outside of KO in the form of that no command. What I do agree with you, though, is that Halo Chief needs to pop that.
Just throw it out, dude. It's a garbage ultimate. Just throw it out. Like just get it out there. Do something with it because you're gonna perform just as well with it as you are without it. You truly are. It gives you no additional buffs or changes to your performance. If you get eliminated before you get an elim, you don't get the extra heal. You don't get anything different. It's the same thing. So really, just throw it out there. Get scary with it.
It's also a 6-point ultimate too, right? So
yeah, right. Exactly.
You build it up so fast, especially if you're fragging out. And for Halo, and look at them as well. They're sitting at 7-10, so we're seeing a much better performance across the board. I think
Unbelievably so.
of GCSU. They're so much more confident. In comes the bird to gather that little bit of extra information. A sonar dart is going to throw things out once more, but now both teams are going to be able to gather information. Waga wasn't ready. Sunflower is coming up big again with this Ares play. They're going to try and go for another one. Parker throws in the orbital strike, gets one, finds a second one while they're trying to make their retreat. Now we're seeing a 2v2 GCSU against UCSA. USCA, good lord, I'm struggling tonight with players.
It's hard. It really, I don't know what it is. We do this all the time, but these schools in particular, it's so hard. But Sam, I could not agree with you more, brother. We are seeing a really strong performance. This is easily the closest round we've seen really play out. It's a 2-2 on the board. Faye going for slow, going for patient, going for the elim, but Glor reacts faster and gets that elim instead. Spike online. Lord Ian, going for one hell of a rotate. That's all I can really say about this so far. That is his own turret, I think. Either way, it's down. And Glor gets the spike plant. 30 HP. Could we see a Sova v Sova? It's very possible, but we've got time. I want to see Ian go slow. Wait for them to use the sonar dart. Wait for them to use the 0-point knife. Really go for a James Bond style, Agent 47 stealth attempt.
Right in the middle.
Oh, he's got lineups. He's got lineups.
Ooh, using the Hunter's Fury, trying to. Oh, he might actually. Mattis Hatter on the back foot inside of heaven, so they're just using that to gather a little bit of information. Good recognition though from Lord Ian to try and figure out where that's going to be. The 0-point knife is going to find them out there. Still attempting to fight it out with Mattis Hatter. At this point though, if you're Lord Ian, just get out of there. Save that Vandal.
Agreed.
Rotate over.
No, Ian, run further than that. Ian. Yeah,
thought they were gonna be safe. Thought they were gonna be safe.
You always do. That's how they get you.
This is good signs of life, though.
Definitely, 100%, 100%. I mean, we're already double the amount of round wins we found back on Split. I mean, we're feeling good. It's only the first half. You're not going into the second half down way too many rounds to come back. It's only 4. If you win the pistol, not only would it be GCSU's first pistol round win, but it would really give the momentum, most likely kick us up to a 6-8, which is wildly winnable.
And look at this too. Sunflower has been performing at an insane level right now. They did the same thing on Split, right? They had an 8-12 score at the end of that 13-1 game, but looking at here, 8-4 already. It's going to be a longer game regardless, but Sunflower is sitting 12-10. So I would imagine, yeah, that Sage may have just been an agent that they weren't really that comfortable with, and finding so much more success when it comes to playing here on the Sky. And now we're going to see just what value they can get out of this. Awesome.
Oh, what a paranoia.
That is perfect timing, like you said. They throw it out there. They realize that Asabai is hiding out on the other side. They just know that Lord Ian is over there inside that smoke. Maybe they don't actually. Going through on the other side, trying to clear through, but still able to skirt around and fight things here. They have not cleared Asabai yet. Septilence.
No
They're just
way.
rotating. They're roaming around on here like they're having the time of their life. How do you do that, Asabai? How are you not going down?
Hey!
Finally do this spike is gonna get defused.
Hey, good news though, you do get the spike down. That's what, 400 additional credits going into the second round, so that may allow somebody to buy up just a little bit, albeit in Ares or maybe a Spectre even, but I'd like to see a buy up. So funny, I'm gonna be the most hypocritical person in the world right now. The entire game I've been saying, stop buying up, but no, right now I think it is quite reasonable to put a buy up online, just give your team a little bit of space and a little bit of existence other than kind of being caught out on the back line over and over. I'd really like to see GCSU maybe just put an Ares in the hand of Faye. That could be enough to make the difference.
It could be enough to make the difference. I think, though, for Faye, they are looking towards that bonus round denial for USCA. They have wiggle room, Septilence. That's the most important thing. So they don't really... Oh. Perfect use of the sonar dart. Catching Lord Ian, trying to grab the ultimate orb. Ares spray, Ares spam, that's all you need. And it's going to be able to pick up that first kill. USCA, they're just spread out, they're defaulting, and they're not going to give GCSU any ground.
Raga gonna have that Mage Punk buff. My favorite skin set in the game, personally, just beautiful. And I'm waiting to see if Raga is going to play a hard market, if they're going to go instead for a slower defense and wait for that push-up from, I believe, Sunflower. Heading through market right now, the Hawk does not make it out of the smoke. They get no intel. This could be detrimental. Oh, that gives a lot of intel away. I like what Sunflower does here. Backs up, goes for the flash, finds it. But I don't want to see this market push anymore. You hear the blinded call. You know someone's back there. And now they've hit a headshot on you? Yeah, get out of dodge. Absolutely bail on this market section. And with this rotation toward A, Spike is about to be in an incredibly detrimental location. No trigger discipline from Glor does get them traded out 1-for-1. Still a one-player advantage in favor of USCA. Never mind, scratch that. Let's make it 2 as Faye goes down.
And they're running out of time. Less than 10 seconds on the clock, almost. In all honesty, Septilence is over. This round is not going to go in the way of GCSU once it hits that 4-second mark. No, I think they may have just... Wow. All right, I called it too early. They are going to be able to plant the spike in literally, I think, like 1 millisecond, but Halo Chief is by themselves in a 1v4, getting sprayed down with an Ares, only having a Marshall. They look out towards the other side! That's what we wanted! They're still going to try and find it. I admire this from Halo Chief. But regardless of what is going on there, USCA is still going to be able to take that round.
USCA, another closer round win. I really like what we're seeing from GCSU. You know, bright side, and I don't want to patronize this team anyway. It's only week 2. Losing, not the end of the world yet. They are learning a lot. I feel like they've improved dividends compared to what we saw back on map 1. So the progress is being made, things are being changed, and we're still seeing Franken buys, which I'm gonna keep talking smack on because I think they're dumb. I don't want to be seeing that from the team right now. I'd like to see a much more cautious and patient play style, but hey, to each their own. They're overperforming here compared to what they did back on Split. So growth is being made either way. Now it's actually USCA going for a bit of a lower buy. Sheriff in hand here from Glor. Hides from the Tasmanian Tiger and may be able to catch Halo Chief. Off the swing, but the Lear comes out. Forces Glor to the corner. Can't get the flash out in time. Dumps 2 bullets, but Halo Chief just has that Vandal advantage. Another swing on the corner. The reload gets you killed. And the Maddest Hatter with the Ares makes the space necessaries for USCA to get into sight once again. Numbers advantage on their side. I'm not sure why people keep pulling out util when their opponents are shooting at them, but it's happened 3 times this round, and now it's up to poor 3 HP Faye to try and be the hero, but unfortunately, I just don't think that's going to be in the cards.
And they only have a Marshall.
You can't save a Marshall.
That's what's going to make things really difficult. They don't want to get found out by the Sova drone, but at this point, it's a abject lesson in terror. They still need to go and pick up the spike. They still need to plan it, and they still need to win in a 1v2. Assassin has a Vandal. Assassin's going to come in, cut you down, and give USCA that one more round closer to victory.
One round closer to victory, and now only 2 rounds away from a dominant victory at that, Sam. We have been seeing nothing shy of near flawless performance from USCA so far. I mean, in particular, Asavai, who played that Phoenix back on map 1, top of the leaderboard here on this Omen as well, and it has been a beautiful showing from them so far. I don't like playing Omen, but I really do like watching good Omen gameplay, and then that itch is being scratched by Asavai right now, as it has been a dominant showing through and through. Holding down this A-long, though. I don't know if they're going to get many fish to bite, as I feel like we are seeing GCSU go for some more patient plays, go for some slower burnouts, and going for more intel. Recon bolts giving you away. I think you fully get out of dodge. I think you completely abandon the B site, rotate toward B or toward mid or A, excuse me, instead of this double down, which it seems like we're going to be seeing a bit instead.
Yeah, okay, using the sequencing injury onto the side. Asavai thought they could get out of there, but no, one bullet right between the eyes from MC Halo Chief. And that's exactly what we needed to be seeing here from GCSU on the other side of that doorway. You see that Glore, they want to try and fight it out, but once that door comes down, it's going to deny them that entry into there. Was not ready for the Faye assault into the back line. Assassin, though, knowing that they were there, overheating just a smidge, and now Mattis Hatter with that Odin on Heaven is indeed going to dominate up there. We're still seeing that the rest of GCSU alive and fighting it out in hell. MC Halo Chief by themselves now in a 1v2. It's not going to be able to survive against the full strength and power of this Odin. And now for USCA, Septilence, match point.
Match point for USCA, and it is not going to be the production from GCSU we wanted to see, but UCSA, if I'm not mistaken, they lost their match last week. They're definitely looking for a win, and by golly, Sam, they are now 1 round away from finding just that. 15 and 14 best KD on the side of GCSU, 18 and 11 on the side of UCSA. So we are consistently seeing more eliminations coming out from GCSU overall. Nobody's walking into the penultimate round with 0 elims, right? We're seeing the production go up a bit from the team. I think I'd like to see a couple of agent swaps in the future, maybe a little bit more team communication, and maybe just looking into who their, oh my gosh, I'm blanking out the word is, who their shot caller is. A little bit more communication and a bit more faith in that person could go a really long way. But right now, USCA just 1 round shy of being our victors tonight, and I'd be shocked if they didn't do it, Sam. That's just kind of where we're sitting at right now.
Yeah, I'd be shocked as well. USCA just seems so firm in how they've been taking this map presence. Oh, Asavai. Maybe setting themselves up for a one-way here. The only explanation for them throwing out a smoke. Yes, indeed, the one-way has been set up. And for GCSU, they are just going to respect it. They don't want to quite go through it just yet. That sonar recon dart isn't going to catch Asavai out on the other way, staying safe through that archway. Now we're going to have the dog to come in, and that is going to be the one to catch Asavai out. They're going to be able to teleport themselves over to the other side by Jin just in the nick of time, and down comes the smokes there. GCSU is taking a monumental amount of time, though, Septilence, to make their move. But this may actually be rewarded. Faye finding out their first pick in mid. This is just going to be a full-on rush, but they need to keep an eye on Glore. They may be able to pick up one here, and if they're not careful, Raga with that operator could fight it out. Mordian, how are you going to walk through on the other side? Raga, the operator, is going to miss the next shot to come through. Parker is going to punish them for it. But still, you're going to have to win it out in a 2v3. And with time running out, Parker needs to go in. Now it's a 1v3 here, Sep.
He's got his ult. Wait, he's got his ult.
Parker needs to make the magic happen. They have their ult. They have the smokes available to them, but they have seen them. They need to throw it down. In comes the Molly and Mattis Hatter to finish it up with the Odin kill. And there you have it. USCA, I said it right this time, are going to be able to take this map of Ascent, and they're going to be able to take this series 2-0.
Sam, that is a devastating final round loss. I think we just saw a bit of panic from Parker in those penultimate moments, and it is going to be a loss. No orbital strike comes out. 3v1, tough one to win, but they tried their hardest. And as hard as I was on that team for a majority of the map there, I think I am still very impressed from what we saw from both sides. A bit of growth from GCSU as the game continued. Now they've got some great VODs to go back and watch, some things to look out for and change, but USCA, a very, very well-earned victory, Sam. They kicked butt, they took names, and they dominated not only their map choice, but their opponents as well, and they're a 2-0 victor for it. Now they're 1-1 on the season or the preseason so far.
Yeah, and I think here for looking towards the future for both of these teams, right? USCA, a phenomenal job, obviously, especially when you're looking at their score line and a perfect record here so far in the Peach Belt Conference. And so looking towards what they may be wanting to improve on, I think a little bit more confidence themselves is hard to say that, right, when it comes to this team. But if this team is able, if they get shaken, you can really feel that reverberating through their core. But they assess, they work through it, they call the timeouts, and then they are making sure that they secure that victory. GCSU, on the other hand, this is the great thing about when you're looking back at these VODs. There is going to be a lot that they can improve on here, and something that going into the future, you may be a fresh team. This may be a team that's still green around the gills, but the more time you give them, the more seasoned they become. I have a feeling that, GCSU is going to be a team to be scared of.
Yeah, GCSU is a team to keep an eye on this season so far, or just throughout the rest of the season, because things are starting rough, but there's plenty of game left to be played. The team is growing, they're improving, and like I mentioned, I'd like to see some agent swaps, but maybe we can talk about that next time we see them. For now, folks, we're going to go ahead and throw it to a short break, and hopefully we'll have an interview with somebody from USCA in just a couple of minutes. Can't wait to talk to them. I know you can't either. We'll see you right back here in just a few. Hello, everybody, and welcome back one more time to the Peach Belt Conference of Valorant. I'm Septilence, joined by Sam, and now we are going to be joined by Omen / Phoenix extraordinaire Asavi from USCA. And Asavi, my first question for you, I think, I kind of hinted at it a moment ago, to go from Duelist in Map 1 to go ahead and swap over to Controller in Map 2, is that something we can expect to see a lot more of from you in the future? Does your team have a lot of versatility to it and a lot of depth? Are you a flexible player, or is it just like, hey, Omen worked better on Ascent, so I picked Omen?
I'm definitely a pretty flexible player, but I actually have been playing controller for most of my maps, so I'm actually a lot more comfortable on Omen.
Oh, so the Phoenix was weird, not the Omen.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Well, that's also interesting when we start talking about how things have been changing. Obviously, that new patch just came out here. So I'm actually a little bit curious on how that has impacted USCA, because we did see the Jet come out on Ascent from Raga. Jet obviously is still, in my opinion, a pretty decent agent, but not seeing it on Split was the interesting choice. What was the decision to go with the Phoenix over something else, another duelist potentially?
Well, Malcolm Raga, our Rays player, he's very comfortable on Rays, and he did pretty exceptional. For me, I picked Phoenix because he is my comfort pick duelist. I can play Jet, and Jet and Phoenix are basically pretty tied between what I play duelist. So we were going to give double duelist a chance and hone up on my Phoenix plays.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm actually going to ask a bonus question here now too, because I'm curious what you think of the Jet nerfs. Like, how have they impacted your enjoyment of the agent?
Yeah, I definitely play Jet a lot more. They're definitely pretty heavy nerfs, but I don't think they're too bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It can be kind of like that community outcry when we hear a lot about what was happening with Jet, because they are pretty heavy-handed, but I still feel like the core principles of how you play her are still kind of the same. And one more question from me: I'm curious to see to hear if USCA has been playing around on New Breeze and on Sunset. That's going to be two maps that are being introduced into the pool next week, and I'm curious to see to hear how your team has been working around those two.
We love Breeze. Breeze is our best map.
Really?
Absolutely. Yes. We cannot wait till Breeze gets into the map pick.
Okay, now I gotta ask another bonus question. I'm so sorry, Septilus. I'm like stealing all the questions.
Keep it up. No, go for it.
So I'm curious though, like when it comes to Breeze, right? It came with a lot of those changes. I think the biggest one we can obviously talk about is that A site change with how they changed the cave, and of course getting rid of completely pretty much rafters. So like, not to go into it too much, don't want to leak any of the strategies here, obviously. But how is the? Do you guys still love Breeze? Like even with its new changes coming in?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. But like I said, it is our best map, and we're pretty confident on it. And you'll be seeing, hopefully, some pretty good play on it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's anything like what we saw today, I'm certainly looking forward to it because, like you said, you guys really overperformed today. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe you lost your last week game. So coming into this week and being able to perform just as aggressively as you did, 13-1, 13-4, was last week just a bit of a fluke? Were you guys not warmed up? What happened kind of in that training regiment for you to come out and be this impressive?
Last week we actually won, yeah.
Oh, then my notes are wrong. Never mind that. Okay, new question. Was it as aggressive as this one? Is this something we should be expecting to see from USCA as often? Do you think you guys really just felt good today? Or is this going to be what we're looking at every week we see you?
Yeah, last week was a lot. It was a lot more slower pace. Yeah, no, today's game was definitely aggression, I believe, and it worked out.
It worked out. You don't even go to a map 3. I mean, total score 26-5. So that's pretty darn tootin' good, I've got to say. But Asavi, one more quick question for you, then we'll let you hit the road and celebrate with the team. Is there anybody you'd just like to give a thank you or a shout out to while you're here with us in the interview?
I don't know if my family will be watching this, but shout out to my grandparents. I love them. And shout out to my team.
Beautiful.
My team did awesome.
Hey,
I love my team.
Yeah, you guys truly did amazing tonight. A huge congratulations. And I know that I'm incredibly excited to see you whenever you may roll into this stream next. So thank you for taking the time to talk to us, and best of luck next week as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, folks, we unfortunately have to call tonight a close. Maybe a little earlier than some of us wanted, but I think we got some great gameplay, some great broadcasts, and just an overall good time. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. But the good news, folks, is if you liked what you saw here, not only do we have the CECC Midwest Open Qualifier this upcoming weekend, Saturday and Sunday, but Sunday will be broadcast across several games, and that is going to be a banger guaranteed. Weekly broadcasts are going into full swing next week as well. So this is just the tip of the tip of the tip of the iceberg. We are just getting started with the 2023-2024 collegiate season. Don't go far. We'll see you folks in a week. Check posture, drink water, love each other, and we'll see you on the other side. Until then, have a good week.